Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is Madden 19, the Los Angeles Chargers franchise, and today is week 8 and we're in a bye week this week, so no action on the field here this week. Trying to get some more or less some front office stuff going on here today. As you take a look there, we had that win there against the Tennessee Titans there in London. Nice victory there for us, and now we're just going to take some time off here to kind of recharge, get ourselves recharged, and get ready to get back on the field here as we get ready for our week 8 matchup, or week 9 matchup, I should say, against the Seattle Seahawks. We'll talk about more about them towards the end of the video here. We'll take a quick preview of them coming up. Just taking a look at right now. Let's just look at some league news and, of course, looking at some of the draft stories. Now we'll have a special episode of the Chargers update, talking about the draft and some of the guys that we've scouted here. Probably here in the next, it'll be a couple episodes from now. That video will be I'm kind of currently working on that video right now for you guys. Take a look at our injuries right there. Of course, all those guys will not be back for this season here. Of course, the biggest one is Hunter there, who's our tight end there, our young tight end. Will not be with us this season. Now, as for Philip Rivers, you see 1,744 yards. He's got 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions there, so not a good touchdown interception ratio there. But of course, we're trying to change that here, and we'll see how things go coming up here. Pretty much in the second half of the season. As for Melvin Gordon, it's been a tough run here. Now, if you've been playing Madden, you know that this year, for whatever reason, when you get to the red zone and try to get a rushing touchdown, it is near impossible for it to happen. So that's been an issue for us, as he only has 4 touchdowns right now for the season, 575 yards there for the season as a total. Receiving here, Keenan Allen, I believe, talking to the coaches there, they said next week he will be wide receiver number 1. Right now he has 557 passing or receiving yards, 44 catches so far for the season, 5 touchdowns. Antonio Gates, 39 catches, 411 yards. Travis Benjamin, 28 catches, 384 yards, 3 touchdowns there for him. He's been a really good guy to throw to in clutch situations, and we're hoping that he will step up his game here in the second half. Melvin Gordon got a couple catches there this season so far, but for the most part here, passing hasn't been really an issue. Wide receivers been open for the most part here, except for that incident that we had there in at home against the Oakland Raiders. That was I don't know, just guys had butter fingers here that day, or it was stone hands. I don't know what the deal was, but we're hoping that we'll be able to return that favor here in a couple of weeks when we take on the Raiders. Actually, I think it's coming up in week 10. We play against them at the Coliseum. So take a look at some of the blocking there. You see some of the sacks. And of course, the majority of those sacks were really because of, just Rivers playing, getting sacked in coverage, trying to do bootlegs, or just pretty much his fault, just not getting the ball out of his hands there quickly enough. And like I said, that's something that we're gonna have to work on in the second half there. Work on pass blocking, and just get him just try and get by him time to get him so he can get the ball out of his hands quickly. Of course, look at defensively near, and of course our defensive numbers looking really good here. We do have, I think we're in the top 10 in a lot of the defenses for the most part here, for in a lot of different categories. I'm trying to look here on my notes and see exactly. I had it written down here what we were for offense and defense. Offensive yards this year, 2,254 yards. It's the 16th in the league. As for defense, so we've only given up 1,250, and that's first in the league. So we have a good defense here. And I don't know, for me personally, doesn't feel like it's I think that we're a top 5 defense, but I don't think we're the number 1 defense. just the way we've been playing here in quite a few games. But we'll take that. I guess like I said, I think we're a top 5 defense. I don't think we're the best defense right now, but I definitely say we're a top 5. As for points scored, we've only scored 155 points. That's 16th in the league. But points allowed, we're 82. We have 82 points that we've allowed, and that is second in the league. So I guess you could say that's good. Pretty good. Excellent. I forgot who the team ahead of us had better numbers, but for the most part, I think we're good. I think we're a team that was going to be pretty. If we play really good here against, because we got a really good schedule coming up, we got some really good teams. I think if we do well, I think we play hard here. I think we might have 1 or 2 more losses. I say total 3 losses. Looking at the schedule here, I think for the most part here, I think we have a good shot of getting a good playoff spot. Maybe host a playoff game. But we still got the Chiefs, still got to face them in Kansas City, which is always tough. We still got, like I said, go to Oakland, and we still have to go to Denver. And we haven't even played Denver yet at home either. So those division wins, division games have become always, of course, very important and very crucial. And then, of course, games like outside of the division and outside the conference are going to be even bigger. So just a lot of things going on here, and we'll see how that all plays out here in the next couple of episodes. So take a look at some of the numbers here when it comes to punt returns and also kick returns there. Some pretty good, decent numbers there so far, and we'll see how that goes here coming up. As you see there, so far for the season, it looks pretty good there. Look at the numbers overall. There you see Case Keenum right now has the most of really beating Brady there by just not by many there. But Case Keenum there, not 1,943 yards, 17 touchdowns there for him. I think 2 or 3 interceptions. There you see right there, we're in the top 10 there with Rivers, and I think. I think right now, I think Rivers might have. I don't think he's in the top 10 in touchdowns right there. You see Patrick Mahomes there with 16. Not really on the pace that he's currently on for the season there for the Chiefs, but definitely one of those guys that could have a big impact when it comes to the MVP race later on the season. But there you see, we do have the most interceptions this season. And like I said, we're going to try to really have to scale that down. I think when it comes to pass or rushing touchdowns, which we're really lacking in, I think we may take more shots into the end zone. Maybe like 2 or maybe about 5 yards, somewhere inside the 10 there. We'll try to take more shots at the end zone, passing the ball. But for the most part, we're if we can. Get Gordon going in games, and that's another big issue we have is trying to get Gordon, get him moving and motivated when the running game goes. So we kind of steer away from that a lot, and that is of course my fault there. Of course, when you got got a good passing game going for yourselves, you kind of want to keep that up and keep that going, and especially when the running game is not going the way you want it to go, you just kind of want to get away from it. So we're going to try to get back into the running game here, really push the run for Melvin Gordon, and also maybe even have some help there from his supporting cast there and the other receivers there, or other running backs there, and help out in that area. We'll take a look at receiving here. Sanu, senior there for the Falcons there. He's the top receiver with 49 catches. Keenan Allen had 44. I think he was like in 3rd or 4th there. And like I said, Keenan Allen doing a great job there. We are going to put him as wide receiver number 1 again. Really upset the way he was playing that game against the Raiders, and especially that big catch that we needed there from him. I think we put too much pressure on him, but at the same time, he is he is wide receiver number 1, so his job is to make those big crucial catches, and unfortunately, he just was not able to do that. So we'll try to see if he can step up here in the second half. He's been doing a pretty good job, and I guess we shouldn't have nailed him. It was only one game that we had him as wide receiver number 2. There was no issues or no complaints from him or anything like that about it, but he's got to catch. He's got to get better clutch catches and stuff like that for us this season. That's gonna be very important. Take a look at again. This is just around the league. Just look at the blocking, and you guys can pause the video there, see who if you have a favorite blocker. I don't know if people have favorite blockers out there they like or whatever, but here's some of them there. And of course, we'll look at defensive numbers there. And I'm really upset that we don't have Joey Bosa and Ingram and all those other guys there in a lot of these categories here. It's like I said, we are number 2. Defensively, I guess you could say, or defensive yards we're number 1 actually, and then points allowed we're number 2. So I guess the defense is doing what they're doing a great job there. I guess there's not one particular person that shines. You see Brown, of course, he's been having a great year here. So I guess as a team defensively, I guess we are doing well. There's not that one player that's really outshining everybody else, like I was hoping for. But I guess since they're as a team, they're doing really well as a defensive team. I guess I can see that now. Just looking at some of the numbers here and kind of looking at them now here. This is the second or third time I've actually looked at this footage here of our numbers there. You see Khalil Mack with 10 sacks there. I was really hoping to have some guys with a lot of sacks here this season, but not the case there. Hopefully next year. Hopefully we can make some big, I'm hoping some changes defensively for next season, bring up some depth in our defense there. But yeah, I'm hoping that for the most part here, with the defense, with the way it's going right now, I'm hoping that we can salvage a lot of these guys that we have right now and keep them intact, and then just try to, just build some good depth in the linebacking core there, because I know that's usually been an issue for me in a lot of these series of Madden. Is building that defense up, trying to get those defensive backs and corners and all that kind of stuff, trying to get them ready and have that solid defense there. Because if you don't have a solid defense, of course, we can't have a high octane offense and then have just a defense that just cannot stop, cannot be like the Chiefs like they were this year. So or at least how they've been so far here this season. Just take a look there and just look at kicking there. Some pretty good kicking numbers there, and like I said, for the most part here, it's just been great. And we just hope that we'll just see more of just great all around, just from offensive to defensively, special teams. I'm just hoping that we can all in all phases of the game be better and get better as we go along here. So take a look at our kickers here. Of course, our kicker's been doing a great job here. I think he's missed a couple of kicks there. Nothing too big, nothing where it caused us to lose a game or anything like that. So that's always nice to see. Punter's been doing great there, putting the ball. There was a couple games where he put the ball right where we wanted it, and really giving that good field position there, helping our defense. And that's what's been, I guess, apparently making our defense look good. Nobody for our team has ran anything back and kick returns. And of course, that's. It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see. I think there was one game I think we could have had one, but we got stopped. Blocking kind of just broke down real quick, and couldn't get out of that little hole that we had there for us to run. So And same thing with punt returns. Travis has been doing a great job there, punt returning there, 164 yards so far in punt returns, the most right now in the league. And we're hoping that he can bust out one here. McCaffrey, there you see his numbers there. And so far, no one, excuse me, no one's able to do anything there. So take a look here so far for the season. There you see the Chiefs, big win there against them the first week 1, and of course week 2 against the Bills there, close game. And of course the Rams there in that one, the Battle of Los Angeles, and then the 49ers there, another a lot of close games here. And of course the one that broke the back, Campbell's back there, 7-13 there against the Raiders at home, lose that one, but then we're able to bounce back here, get a big win there in Cleveland against the Browns. Baker Mayfield was not in that game. He did not play, but we were able to get a big win there, and of course against the Titans there we won. So let's take a look here at the one loss that we had so far here, and look at that. Oakland just being dominant there, really not scoring big. I mean, it was a very good defensive battle, as you can tell with the score there. We were able to score only in the second quarter, and then really pretty much they did a great. I mean, both teams did a great job there defensively, shutting each other down. We gave up 3, and that was pretty much it there from the third quarter on, as they just did a great job of just applying pressure on us. Really, truly, both teams did a great job of applying pressure. Did get to the quarterbacks. Both quarterbacks were touched up there. Rivers got hit 3 times, and then of course Derek Carr, I should say, got touched twice there. He has 2 sacks. 352 was the number there for Rivers. 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. That right there was the Achilles heel that got us. They got us 4 times, and I believe they were able to take one of those back for a pick 6. I'm not for sure. I think we'll check that and see that here in just a bit. Marshall Lynch did a great job there stopping him and keep him shut down there. 21 carries, 53 yards. Melvin Gordon, like I said, we had a tough time with the running game there. When we were able to run, we couldn't run, and then when when we didn't want to run, we could just, we were just killing them. It was just polar opposites there of what we were trying to do in that game. And for the most part there, I think, that showed us what we were exposed on. And that's, like I said, we've been working on that in the last couple of weeks. And then, of course, Keenan Allen, he had 6 catches for 76 yards. No touchdowns there from him. Got great catches there open field, but like I said, when we got to the red zone there, I know at least in the rushing game was really bad, but in the passing game, they were just relentless. They just did not want us to throw to him there. So we had to throw to Benjamin, but Benjamin, just bad timing. We just didn't take advantage of the chances of getting him in the end zone when we needed to in the red zone there, and we should have went after him. We should have targeted him a lot more often. Rogers Cromartie, there you see him. He was just a thorn on our side all game long. He had that 1 interception there. And then, of course, Johnson, his teammate, Derek Johnson, the former Chiefs middle linebacker there, got a pick 6, or got an interception there. And then Whitehead also got an interception. Take a look here. I believe we're going to look at touchdowns here, and there was no touchdowns from anybody there in that game, so I was surprised. For some reason, I kept thinking that Cromartie did take one back, but he must not have there in that game. So take a look at the sacks. There you see Joey Bosa, 2 sacks, the most in the game. And then you see Oakland just had a great day there. Really, they were able to throw blitzes at us in all different angles and all different kinds of formations of it. And they just did a great job there as a defensive team that just really put pressure on a veteran quarterback that just didn't have it that day. We pretty much accepted that, and since then we have gone on to just winning 2 straight and just looking like that ball club like we did in the first couple of weeks. We do play them here, I believe, in week 10, and I'm hoping that we'll get a good game again, and hopefully we'll be on the better side of that, facing them here, as you see there. Week 10 there, we'll play them at the Coliseum, so that's going to be a game I think a lot of Chargers fans are going to be waiting and ready. Hopefully it'll be the game of the week there for us, as it is a late game there. But take a look at the rest. So you got Cardinals, you got Steelers in Pittsburgh, we got host the Bengals, then we go to Kansas City, and then Ravens, and then we wrap up in the Mile High City, facing the Broncos again there. So Broncos, we got week 11, and again at week 17. Take a look here at the NFL standings right now, and there you see the defending champions there, 7-0 Eagles, Steelers right behind them, of course Patriots and Saints, all those good teams like that are right there in the hunt, and of course division leaders in their divisions respectively. Then we got a lot of 4-3 teams here. These are the teams that are kind of you just don't know where they're at, don't know if they can go in one or two directions, and of course we got some of those teams there that we'll have to face here in the next couple of weeks. And then going around there, you see Falcons 5-2, having a tough time there. 1-5, they have not won a game yet since defeating us. As you see there, they have having a tough go there, and I'm hoping that's not their only win they'll get this year, because that would just be frustrating for me. And then of course the Bills, the worst team in the league, 0-7 right now for the NFL. Browns, surprisingly enough, 3-4 right now. As you take a look at their numbers there, and they're looking like a good team. So I don't know if Tyrod Taylor is playing good ball, or if they've now given the ball there to Mayfield. I might have to look at those numbers there, see what's going on with that. Take a look at the divisions there. You see Jags, Titans, Texans, Texans and Colts, Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders there for us in our division in the AFC West. Like I said, just trying to take hold of this division, trying to get a winning streak going over there for ourselves. Right now, the only two teams with a winning streak right now are the Chiefs and, of course, us. Chiefs have won 3 straight. We've won 2 straight, and then Broncos have lost 3 straight, and Raiders just recently lost a game. Take a look at the NFC North: Lions, Vikings, Bears, and Packers, which is kind of surprising. Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, and Panthers, and then of course the defending champions: Eagles, Cowboys, Redskins, and Giants there in the NFC East. Take a look at the NFC West: Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, and 49ers there are your teams. So, and Rams playing some good ball now, and not as good as they are in real life, but they're counterparts in the video game, at least in this this season here, looking like pretty much the same, looking like a real good team. Now, of course, we're going to take a look here to wrap up this video here. We're going to take a look at our week 9 opponents. That will be the Seahawks, who will be in Seattle. Seattle 5-2 right now. They've won 2 straight, and Seattle, of course, one of those good defensive teams. Guys like Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas III, and Cam Chandler. Cam Chandler will not be in this game. He is injured. He has a hip fracture. He's going to be out for the next 8 weeks. So that's going to be somewhat of lighten the load there in the deep passing game. That's something we're not going to be really too worried about. We're going to try to keep it as a ball as somewhere around the short passing game. I've got some looks, or at least talking to coaches, that I got some couple plays they're going to try to use. They're going to try to use some jet formations there, maybe some wildcat opportunities here to get Melvin Gordon going there. So don't be surprised if you start seeing some kind of quick kind of like option kind of plays, read option, all that kind of stuff in the game, and just kind of throw the Seahawks off their game there some. I know personally when I play against the Seahawks, usually Wagner is a thorn on my side, and I just can't really shake him off. But take a look at the Seahawks there. Like I said, they won against the Raiders there, 14-7 there, just 2 weeks ago there, and then you see just won against the Lions after coming off that bye week there, 31-24. So some pretty close games there for them. That Rams game they lost that one 31-28 there. So they're trying to see they really want to try to get a big win here, and why not against one of the top teams in the AFC. Take a look. Like I said, short passing game. If anything, try to get that running game going here. Of course, they run a West Coast offense. The top threat, like I mentioned earlier, defensively is going to be Bobby Wagner. He's going to be a person that we're going to have to try to make sure we don't throw to. Get him to, if we do throw, try to draw him to the quarterback, and not to mention just try to just get him out of his element there in that game. Of course, Russell Wilson, the top threat there on offense. If we can keep Russell in check, not let him get his scrambling on there and put a spy there from time to time there. I would even say try to flush him out. Get a spy and then try to maybe get some blitzing in there and just try to get him to throw on the run and all that kind of stuff there. I think we could have a good game against him and just cause some issues with him and just get him uncomfortable in the pocket. Now, they are playing at home, so it's going to be really tough. It's going to be loud. So I could see him give us some deep, using deep snap counts there to try to throw us off sides and stuff like that. So that's something I know the coaches there, talking to Coach Lynn and stuff, that's something they've been working on this week in practice, working on just hand gestures and just signals and all that kind of stuff to not get thrown off sides there from the loud crowd there in Seattle. Defense, like I said, defensively, just trying to make sure we keep Russell Wilson in check and just make sure he's not scrambling around there. Not much of a running game, not like in the past there. They don't have Ross anymore, and I believe their younger halfback here, I think he doesn't even have 300 yards. So I'd be surprised if there's a running game going there. If there is a running game, it's going to be this man right here. It's going to be Russell Wilson. Wilson so far this season, 107.3 QB rating, 1,685 yards, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception, 9 sacks, and he's completed 67% of his passes this season. Like I said, if there is a running game, it'll be him. And he'll try to get something going and try to throw us off there in the running game if the passing game is not working for them. I can see them doing the running game very early and very often there in the game. Doug Baldwin, his top wide receiver right now, 39 receptions here for the season, the most on the team, 514 yards and only 4 touchdowns there for him. So him getting in the end zone has been very limited. So that's good. He's not going to be too much of a threat there, but as he's been thrown to a lot there, I think it's going to be still going to be tough to play him and to keep him away from the end zone there, especially in the red zone there. We'll have to play. We'll try to play some zone on him and just try to make sure we have guys there to bat stuff away from him. And whatnot. Tyler Lockett, a former K-State grad. There you see his attributes and stuff like that. His height, weight, and all that kind of stuff. 25 catches so far this season, 247 yards, and 1 touchdown for him. He's been very quiet, but a game like this against especially a great defense here. This is a game that I think he'll be salivating for. Or he's been salivating for to really have a breakout there, and that's something we're going to have to try our best to stop and avoid for him to have. Bobby Wagner, like I said earlier, always a threat. One of my just pet peeves about this game, especially playing the Seahawks here. Just a great guy who could, just a great middle linebacker who could just fly around the field there. You see superstar, and definitely just a guy that is just a field general when it comes to the defense there. And he is going to be a guy that we're just, especially when it comes to interceptions there, we got to make sure that Phillip Rivers does not be a victim of Wagner when it comes to the interception game. So throwing down the middle there is not going to be a option there for us. We're going to have to really do a good job there of, like I said, throwing short and throwing read options and just some wildcat plays, and just try to get the running game going there too, so we can be able to throw to the middle, throw a couple times deep maybe, but more of the try to open up the more of the mid-range game there for ourselves. And then Earl Thomas there, another gentleman there, free safety there, and of course a deep threat there. And like I said, not going to try to get him in that. His running or his man-to-man is not that it's decent. It's not as good as his zone. So he's going to probably be they're going to have a lot of zone packages for him. And then, of course, like I said, Cam Chandler, he is going to be out for the next eight weeks there. He has not played at all this season. Again, deep. They do have a good backup. I forgot what is a younger strong safety there, but nonetheless, they usually have a pretty good deep. Pete Carroll usually has a pretty good deep secondary there. His, at least depth wise there. So we'll see how that works out there, and just try to make sure we just keep the ball, just manage the clock, and just take our time down the field and march when we can, and really try to keep our defense off the field as much as possible. Put our offense out there and just really eat up that possession of time. So that is pretty much the game plan for week 9 coming up here. As you'll see that video here very, very soon, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and hopefully enjoy today's episode of Madden 19, Los Angeles Chargers franchise here, as we wrap up week 8. That is it for today's episode, and stay tuned for week 9 as we take on the Seattle Seahawks there in Seattle at CenturyLink Field. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet, and also don't forget to hit that bell notification so you guys will be notified, be the first ones to know when a video on this channel is uploaded here on ESGNet. That's it from me, and as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.